Let's talk about these judges and about the Supreme Court. There have been now at least two, maybe three, pretty notable Supreme Court interventions slapping down these runaway judges. And yet, at least for a lot of MAGA right wingers, they're viewing the Supreme Court with skepticism, partly because, first of all, these have been fairly narrow rulings. Amy Coney Barrett, for example, going the other way in one of the very critical rulings that had Roberts also gone that way, we would have lost.
That's right.
But because Roberts went with the conservative majority, it was 5-4, too close for comfort. And this one concerned Judge Boasberg. It concerned the whole issue of deportation. So in other words, it concerned an executive action and policy quite central to Trump's program. But there has to be some way to stop the judges from just second guessing everything Trump does. It's just out of control, right? There are 600 of these judges. They could stop every executive action by just saying, we need to litigate this. And in the meantime, I'm going to put a temporary restraining order. And then let's just take months and months and sort of argue it in front of my courtroom as if I, the judge, now get to say if you, Trump, are permitted to do this.
Well, first of all, why are we shocked by this? Didn't they do this type of thing, lawfare, to try to get Trump not to be able to run for president? So hasn't this been like a thing with these Democrats from the get-go?
I don't think that this is, I mean, you're right that this is in the same judicial kind of let's get Trump.
That's
True.
right.
But I don't think it fits the lawfare model in this sense that lawfare really is, using the law to try to criminalize or go after Trump or Trumpsters, right? Here, the judges are taking something that traditionally is a judicial responsibility, which is to say, to determine the constitutionality of an action, either by Congress or the president. That is the judge's job. But here's, I think, where that breaks down, and that is that these district court judges are issuing nationwide injunctions. The plaintiffs could be like three guys. Let's just say three Mexicans who say we should not have been deported. The judge then interprets this, even though it's not a class action suit. The judge says, okay, I'm going to treat these three Mexicans as representing the entire illegal population that has been, let's say, deported under this.
So not just his jurisdiction, but all jurisdictions.
And not just those particular plaintiffs, but all similarly situated people. And then the judge issues a nationwide rule. Now, for a while, I know that this is something that is customary. Judges have been doing this. That's not new. But I thought there has to be some constitutional or statutory authorization for judges to have this kind of power. And as it turns out, there is none. There's no statement in the Constitution that says a federal judge can issue these nationwide injunctions, nor is there any law, nor is there any Supreme Court ruling that says that this is the way it has to be. So what we have here is something that is customary, but customary doesn't mean it's okay. I mean, it is customary for Republicans and Democrats to loot the Treasury by making deals with lobbyists that result in them voting against their constituents' interests in exchange for large donations that help them to get reelected. That's customary. But does that mean that is a kind of honest carrying out of what democracy should be? No.
Right.
So it has been allowed, it's been going on, but it's clearly not right.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's not only not right, there is no legal authorization for it.